Hey patrons, how are you? So I witnessed something in the metaverse between Kamala and Joe Biden, and there was like a betrayal between the two. I saw Joe Biden betrayed Kamala. All right, that was like early on in the presidency, about probably, I don't know, it was like 6 months into his presidency. So listen, like, everything has been effed up in our intelligence because Donald Trump infiltrated it, okay? So, and we knew this because I was reading on this on my channel. I already knew. I remember reading before, I want to say it was like the year of the transition. I knew like something was wrong with the Pentagon, and like I knew that like stuff was getting screwed up. We all witnessed that, okay? But so I saw that there was this betrayal between the two, and he turned on her, okay? And then it felt like when we were getting closer to the election, it felt like she got like an in or something, because I feel like she was approached by his people or something like that. And the way everything turned out was that then Joe would drop out of the race. And it was kind of like her, it almost felt like to me, just because of what I had witnessed going on behind the scenes, an FU to Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden to me was operating on a completely different team, and they were kind of separate, okay? Like ever since that first betrayal. And what I was getting or seeing, okay, over the course of this presidency was that Joe Biden was infiltrated by an enemy, okay? That's what I was getting. I'm not getting validation on that right in this moment, but that also could be an Akashic record that is buried, okay? That they would bury because they would never want anyone to know that information. So they would delete the record out like it didn't happen, kind of a thing. But I saw him surrounded by all of these white men in the Oval Office, like they surrounded him. And I didn't know what the heck that was. Unless he was just operating on the wrong team and then he got caught because he was like not operating above board. And I'm hearing Obama. Now, I had mentioned in one of my last videos when I named my attackers talking about Obama. Obama, I believe, is linked to the Illuminati, okay? And I believe as a result of that, he follows certain protocol or certain standards with that secret society. And many of these people are in secret societies. So I don't know if it's a result of that or there's fear around them kind of handing the baton to Donald Trump the first go around. I don't know what that is, but there is something there. I have a funeral card coming in with that. So I don't know if it was something was on the line. I do remember early on in the presidency, though, Joe Biden got very sick, okay? I don't know if you guys remember, he was limping. It might have been even within weeks of the term, okay? And so I don't know if maybe at that point he was infiltrated, because in my gut, I felt that. I felt that something was not right, and they would convince him that this was protocol when it wasn't protocol, and they might do something to his body or alter it. Perhaps he got an implant like I did. I have 2 implants. I have one here and I have one in my other area, which I've kind of talked about. So perhaps he got the same thing and thought it was protocol as president or something. I don't know, but it did feel like after that he came back a little bit different. So with my interactions within the metaverse with Joe Biden, I felt like he was operating on the wrong team for most of 2022. It was 2023. Like it felt like he had the wrong information. I have double card coming in, or he didn't have the correct information. Okay. He was operating, I think, on the side of whatever our intel was. And I think our intel at that point was already compromised because of Donald Trump. So there's, I think, a lot of things that have yet to come to light. I have Jen Psaki coming in right now. So was she the press secretary? She's coming in right now. She left abruptly. Okay. I want to say within a 6-month time period. And I felt that she was being targeted the way I was being targeted, because it was like right around the same time that a lot of stuff was happening with me. And I felt like I was getting targeted with my YouTube channel, and I was getting a little scared. And I saw like she ended up switching gears, and I believe she moved to MSNBC as a news reporter over there. I'm thinking she moved over there. Now that I understand how Trump and his evil regime work, the way it works is to divide and conquer. So if Kamala and Biden were coming in as a unit with knowledge, the first thing that they would have, the first military operation would be to separate the two of them, okay? Which I feel was successful because I feel like there was a divide through their entire presidency, and I feel like anyone who has any intuition could pick up on that energy, okay? Now, if you push forward, it feels like they were on two different teams and operating two different agendas. And so whenever he backed out of, the race for, running for the second term, for his second presidential term, obviously it's like the baton got handed to her, all this money came in, and she's probably like, oh, this is my shot, to kind of like shine and like get back what is mine. But I felt like it was a setup, and I have the mafia card coming right in around the setup with the monies. And the reason I knew that is because they use certain terms in the media that are very big. And then I kept reading on her, and I said, there's nothing backing her. Like when I read on her energy, there was nothing behind her. I felt the monies behind Trump. I did not feel anything behind her. So I felt like it was a complete illusion and to blindside her in some way, which again is part of the military operation, because they would not have put Donald Trump on the ballot unless it was a guaranteed win. And they also knew that they were going to be able to succeed on getting his sentencing postponed, which they did. They knew they were not going to get him into a prison because they wouldn't have put him on the ballot. And I'm saying a lot of this to you with confidence because I interacted with a lot of his people in these portals, and I had to deal with all of this stuff. And these are not positive interactions. It's usually me like battling, to the nth degree against these people and trying to figure stuff out. I mean, I'm not like in here like, ooh, I'm getting all this information. I mean, it's usually coming at the risk of like me like losing my life or under attack, and I'm clearing energies and I'm finding stuff out, and then they'll come back to me and say something. One of them said to me, because of what they did to me, they said, listen, we're going to fix this and you can be Donald Trump's vice president. They said this around, I want to say it was around April of 2024, maybe. It was before I think I hit the road, or maybe I was already left and I might have already had left the house I was in. So it was around that time frame. We'll just say spring time frame, okay, is when they asked me to be his VP, spring into summer. And they said, listen, blah, 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 blah. They were trying to get me to be with Matt Gaetz for a long time, like for several months. They wanted him to be some important role. They were going to have us, meet up somewhere in Florida. Like, this is the stuff that I was dealing with, okay, within this crazy verse. And they told me I could no longer be a Democrat, that I could no longer be on that side, that I would have to become a Republican. I'd have to be the freaking Sarah Huckabee, go back into the kitchen, entertain, like all that stuff. And they had huge issues with my hair because I refused to freaking dye my hair, which I think was like, I know, all part of it in some way. But they asked me to be his VP. And I said, hell effing no. Are you kidding me? I would not go near that guy. I would never go near his teams. I would never. They're always around me, but I would never go near that guy with a freaking 10-foot pole. I would never freaking go near them. Next level cray, okay? So they, I'm apparently, I'm hidden, so to speak. I'm not in the spotlight. So it'd be very easy for me to just be moved in as a new person with a completely new identity in some way. When I'm telling you that, I'm telling you it was pre-planned that he was going to be the president. Now, in terms of what that looks like, they were obviously in coordination with Elon. At that same time, I was posting a lot of videos with X's in the sky. Everywhere I went, there were X's in the freaking sky, okay? And it was remote locations within California, and I would get an X in the freaking sky. And I thought, oh, for sure, it was Elon marking me. It was like, they were like, X marks the spot. It's like X, his Twitter, porn site, name. And so I was like, here it is. And so I kept posting those videos because that's who's around me. That's who's been around me. Elon has been around me. I mean, I've been around these psychos, like, for a long time. A long freaking time. I can't get away from them, It's like every day I am trying to get away from them. And so I believe that everything that we're seeing was just part of the Trump reality show, because unless they knew they could do this and pull this off through, I believe, their space technologies, which I have talked about. I said they had the technology to basically manipulate time and space, and that a justice system could no longer operate or function in the way it once did unless they seized the technologies. And all of that is connected to their space agendas. Was trying to figure out, there is a glitching device that they have, and I always try to find out who has the glitching device, but it's Trump's people that have it, okay? And so when something really good comes in for somebody, like I'm about to get a win, something really positive is going to come in for me, they can feel it. Like there's a shift within my energy and my vibration. And I want to say within 60 seconds, they will glitch me and take that out of my life. The minute I have success, they will take it from me. The minute something good happens. And it is linked to North Korea, and it's a monitoring system. It's connected to Mark Zuckerberg's system, the metaverse. It's connected to Bill Gates. It's connected to all of them. But this is the technology. This is the technology that has to be seized and destroyed, okay? Because this is what is manipulating time and space. And that's why it is always like the impossible keeps showing up over and over and over again. Okay? So I was trying to figure out who his teams are. But in the end, Mars was carrying out sex operations, okay? And this is where the elites go to get away, okay? And a lot of people know that. Lana Del Rey, she sings about it in one of her songs. I will try to find the song if you really care about it. It's one of my top favorite songs. But it's like Mars is where the elites go, and they basically sit in the sex portals. They have sex with people, but they're taking their destinies, they're taking from these people, okay? In these interactions, I've gotten a lot of messages of these, like it's linked to the hedge funders, it's linked to like the big wallies, it's linked to a lot of these elites, and it's like part of these operations. It's definitely connected to the Russians, okay? The Russians totally, it might not have started out as a sex operation, and it might have been a place where they just go to chill out and get away, but I'm telling you, the Russians infiltrated it. Putin, I don't know if that's part of when Elon took the Russians up to space right before the Ukraine war and they gave him billions of dollars. I don't know if that was the infiltration of this, but it's connected to Scientology, and they go up there, and part of the sex operations is through the implants, is through the implants in your areas, okay? And it is through that's how they take your life. And I believe I had an interaction with Elon where he took my life through that encounter, okay? Through a space operation. And so that is how they break into your contracts. And once they break into your contracts, they take them. They take your contracts. They take everything good in your life. They take it from you, so that it's almost like you're no longer in this reality anymore. You're in another dimension, or you're not operating. So it's like the reality that I live in, it's like, it's not like the reality that I'm supposed to be in, or the dimension I'm supposed to be in. And I'm not necessarily around all of the right people. And I'm not achieving what I need to achieve. Now, I feel, because of my faith in God, and because I am constantly working with the light and doing everything I can to reverse their technologies and to quote unquote F them up, I believe then I do come into alignment still. And I believe that I am, that mirror that shines back at them to show them that they are not God, and that there are other people who are going to figure this out. And that is part of my mission right now, I believe, is to share as much as I can so that people can figure it out. And I feel like a lot of it is coming in. Look, Tower coming in just as I'm talking. So it's like, we have to keep sharing the information, because I was single-handedly, for whatever reason, chosen by God or the universe I ended up in this space with all of these people. So in terms of what's going on in the White House, it feels like it's its own kind of show in some way, okay? And it's a continuum of whatever the show was that we were already experiencing, because I never truly believed that Joe Biden actually had the keys, okay? I didn't believe that, because there was an issue with a lot of that'll be a whole other video about the keys. But it's like everything has just been a freaking mess, okay? And there's still information that has been kept from the right people. Now, these are Nazis, and I've told you, when I have seen people in the barracks, I've seen people or heard people on military bases, and the minute they find out what's going on with me, they get shot. I hear somebody getting shot, okay? And so I try to bring whoever the shooters are up to the light, because they've already infiltrated our military, okay? So I try to name them. I try to shine a light on who the shooters are. They are real living Nazis on U.S. soil or interacting with U.S. military. Some of the military places could be outside of the country, okay? They may not be in the country. I don't know exactly who I'm connecting to all the time. I was connecting yesterday I was connecting to, God, I don't even know if it was like, I don't know where I was. Was I in Afghanistan? I don't even know where I was yesterday, but they like Kuwait. I keep going to Kuwait. And they come in on some weird thing, like I'm communicating them to Kuwait, and I'm like on an army or a military headset, and they come in like it's like, you know, it's like that, you know, and you're like, you know, they're somewhere really far away, you know what I mean? Like, it's not coming in like super, it's loud, and they're just like have to scream into it, kind of a thing. So, yeah. So it looks like this stuff is still uncovering in terms of what this is and what we're witnessing right now and how they're pulling it off internally, because I'm seeing the tower all around this. And I just did a video for the channel, and the tower keeps coming up. And there's something with the British, okay, and the royal family. There is something really big there that we are missing right now, okay? Really, really, really big. And he just met with Prince William, and I was flipping out about it. He should never have been allowed near Prince William ever. But that means there's something going on with the royal family, which I already knew there was something going on with the royal family, because they're all just getting hospitalized out of nowhere. You know, all of a sudden Prince Harry leaves. He's in LA, or he's somewhere close by to LA. And then King Charles in the hospital. Princess Kate hospitalized. No, like something's been going on, guys. And so this is the stuff that we have to freaking, and I'm here, and all I'm seeing is Putin and hearing Putin. And everybody knows it. Everybody freaking knows it, okay? So I think I'm just going to leave you guys there, because it just feels like whatever this is that we're witnessing is part of almost like a false timeline. And that's why I think a lot of people are struggling with the ideas of it being real, because it doesn't feel real. You know, I have a Three of Pentacles reversed. Like, it's not a real, these are not real contracts in some way. And I'm seeing mafia monies coming through, Russian mafia money's coming through. There's an idea that Putin owns the country that has been circulating through the metaverse, that everybody has been saying Putin owns the country, Putin owns the country. And then I usually say, well, then he needs to pay back the deficit, okay? That's like he doesn't own the fucking country. It's a lie. It's all freaking lie. And I tell them to go move to Russia, because look at Russia's a mess. So he doesn't have money. Go to Russia and look at the state of Russia. He's like, he was like begging for freaking citizens, like for people to come in, okay, and become citizens of his freaking country. Begging them, okay? And see, a lot of people don't know that information. It's kept from everybody. It's kept, that information. You have to look up Russian stuff. You have to look up Russian news, okay? And you have to find independent newspapers and reporters who are reporting on it, because it's not, you know, you got to make sure everything that's coming out is, you know, right. So again, more information has come into the light, because I was constantly researching what was going on with them to figure out what was going on, because the synergies of what was happening to me in my real life, because the metaverse is happening in real time, guys, in real time, versus the dreams, which all could be programmed or psychic, okay? The metaverse is operating within real time, or you can go back in time, very similar to Frozen 2, where you can go and find things that have happened in past timelines, and you can find it, and etc. You can also see what they're planning for future timelines. You know, there is that as well within the metaverse, which is all part of the space stuff. So I'll leave you guys there. I'm sending you guys so much love and blessing. Thanks again for all of your support and patronage over here. My phone, I just need to, I'm running out of battery for my phone, so I wasn't able to get exactly who his teams are, but I think we kind of already know who they are. So I will leave you guys there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.